Hello, everyone. It's been such an amazing and inspiring couple of days. I have met a lot of amazing people and heard a lot of inspiring stories. And I've learned a few things. One thing is that I know the Australians like to swear. A year ago, I was able to get a tour of the Howell Area Fire Department. And while I was there, they showed me Lucas, a hands-free CPR machine that did the compressions for the firefighters. And it was not the name of the machine that inspired me to help. It was the way that the firefighters told me how much the Lucas helped compared to manual CPR. And with manual CPR, you have to keep doing the compressions, and every 2 minutes, you have to switch. But with the Lucas, it keeps doing it, and you don't need to stop. And if you have to switch every 2 minutes, you have to have a firefighter within arm's length of you to pull over and have them start to do the compressions. And what if they're not there? Now you have your patient laying on the ground in cardiac arrest, and your time to save them on your clock is fastly ticking away. And that's the last thing that any of us want. It's very important to me to help people and animals. And there have been many times I have saved turtles crossing the road or frogs that jump into our pool. But what inspired me to help was how the firefighter told me how much it helped them. And while I was there, they showed me the Lucas, and they only had one machine, but they had 4 stations. And I knew that someone needed to help, and that someone could be me. Even though I'm a kid, I hear about all the bad stuff that people do, and I wish that more people would choose to be kind with their actions rather than being mean and hurtful and turning their darn heads and walking away when they see a problem. And when I see someone turn their head and walk away from a problem, it makes me angry, but also inspired. And angry because they're not doing anything to help solve that problem, but inspired because there's a lot of problems in the world, and if there was anything I could do to help make them and to help solve them, then that was what I wanted to do. And I'm inspired to do this because the firefighters are out there every day ready to save us, and if there's anything I could do to help make their job a little bit easier, then that was what I was going to do. So that's where my journey started. And when I went home from the tour that day, I wrote on an orange piece of construction paper my little business plan. And then I showed my parents and asked them if I was allowed to help. And of course they said yes. And after lots of research, we found out that each Lucas cost $16,000. And my mom said, $1 is helping the fire department more than none. Thank you, everyone here, for not turning your head and walking away when you see a problem. We're all heroes. Oh, a hero. A hero is someone who looks for problems, but not to start them, to solve them. And they want to help people all the time, and they're helping and caring, and want to help their community all the time. And the butterflies in their stomach, they turn those into courage. And as of October 13th, the Howell Area Fire Department has a Lucas device at all 4 of their stations. When I gave the Howell Fire Department the Lucases, it made me feel very happy because they now have a Lucas at all of their devices and are now saving lives better than they would be without any Lucases. And with the Lucases, it keeps doing compressions, and it does better compressions than manual CPR. And the Lucas actually improves the survival rate of the patient by 60%. So that's a really big number, and that's very important to help the firefighters. And Lucas stands for Lund University Cardiopulmonary Arrest System. So now those are some big words, so I'm going to describe them. So Lund University is where the luteus was developed. Cardio means heart, and pulmonary means lungs. And when I say arrest, I don't mean like you're going to jail. I mean something stopped working and it's not working properly. So this is a picture of my original business plan that I showed my parents when I got home from the presentation. I've asked them if I could help. And certainly that was a start. And at first I thought I was just going to be passing out flyers, and that was how I was going to help donate for the luteces. But now I turned it to giving presentations. And this is when I surprised the Howell Area Fire Department at their open house on October 13th with their luteces. And on the right, that is the chief of one of the stations that hadn't already had one, and on the left also another chief. And what's really awesome is within the first week of the fire department having their luteces, the chief had already gotten a badge for saving someone's life with the luteus. And this is a picture of my second presentation I ever did. And at this point, Channel 4 News was already videotaping it and putting it on TV. And this was at the First National Bank, and my very second presentation. And this is at the open house, and when I set up a table where I had the luteus device and some paperwork. And on the very right is the mayor of Howell, and then next to him is me, and next to me is Chief Pless, the chief of the main Howell station. And then to the very left is Senator Thies, and that was my first time ever meeting her. So that was very important to me. Thank you.